Welcome to a presentation on neoclassical physics. Neophysics has the most accurate theories of physics. We challenge you to disprove us, else join us and profit from the new science. In this presentation, we discuss about an experiment Albert Michelson did in 1913. The experiment was mainly done to decide whether light follows the corpuscular theory, wrongly termed emission theory in the paper. Corpuscular theory, where its velocity changes during collisions, or does it follow the constancy of speed of light, where the speed remains constant during collision with moving mirrors? Michelson concluded that the light speed remains constant, wrongly. His analysis missed the major source of path difference and did wrong estimates of path lengths and phase differences. After correcting the mistake, we find that light behaves according to corpuscular theory. And this experiment is a good example to demonstrate that light is more or less undergoing elastic collision with the moving mirror. And light is most likely a particle. This schematic figure, which appeared in the original paper by Michelson, the title of the paper was Effect of Reflection from a Moving Mirror on the Velocity of Light, Astrophysics Journal, and it is free to view at wikisource.org. We shall discuss a detailed version of this figure in the next slide. Before moving on to further discussion, let us note how the speed of light gets affected when it interacts with a moving mirror, according to corpuscular theory. This is the same as elastic collision theory between light and mirror. If this small m is the mass of the corpuscle and big M is the mass of the mirror, such that small m is much smaller than big M, and the speed of light c is much larger than the speed of mirror, that is c is much greater than v. Then if the mirror was moving away from the light source, then light reflects back with speed c minus 2v, as shown in this red line. And if the mirror was moving towards the light source, then the light reflects back with speed c plus 2v here. Else, if there is constant speed of light, then these black lines shows the reflection. So this is the difference between the corpuscular theory and the constant speed of light theory during reflection. So when the mirror CD is at rest, we get all these details, the different lengths and angles. So this is the detailed schematic of Michelson's experimental setup. All these blue lines here are mirrors. This E is a mirror, B is a mirror. This line CD oriented vertically is a mirror that can be rotated about point O. A is a partial mirror which both reflects light along AD and transmits light along AB. There are two ray paths possible in this configuration. The first path is A, D, E, C, B and back to A. And the second path is A, B, C, E, D and back to A. When CD is at rest, both these paths have the same lengths. When the mirror CD is rotating, then there will be different path lengths in the two possible ray paths. The interference pattern formed by the two rays can be used to determine whether the light followed these paths with constant velocity c, or did it follow elastic collisions at the mirror surfaces. Assume at time t equals 0, the ray AD hits the mirror at point D when CD is oriented vertically. Then the ray goes to point E. Then it gets reflected at point E and proceeds towards point C. Assume by the time the light on path DEC reaches the mirror at C, the mirror would have rotated by alpha radians. Michelson assumed that the extra distance c double prime is the only contributor to path difference calculations. If theta is around 0 and alpha is approximately 0, then this length c double prime will have x theta alpha length. X is this distance OE. So if ECB is the original path when CD is not rotating, then according to Michelson, when the mirror is rotating anticlockwise, the light path will be like EC double prime B. And approximating this path EC double prime B, the actual path length calculated by him, Michelson, is E to C, C to C double prime, C double prime back to C, and C to B. So this is the total length he calculated. Michelson has considered the mirror motion to be more like translation between C and C double prime than rotation around this point O. And he has failed to consider the change in position of point B after reflection from the rotated mirror CD. That is, the point of interaction B cannot be same anymore after being reflected from this OC rotated by alpha radians. The actual path EC prime here, it's not EC double prime, the actual path will be EC prime, and the reflected path C prime B prime taken by the light has large path difference contributions, as large as those calculated by Michelson. The difference between length BC and B prime C prime is greater than 2x theta alpha, and CC prime, as you can see, is greater than CC double prime. So CC double prime is of the order of x theta alpha, which is the original Michelson calculation. More significantly, the light does not exactly reach back point A as assumed by Michelson, because since the light will not go to point B from C double prime, it will not go towards point A as shown by this dashed line. It goes to this a different point B prime from the mirror CD, and then the reflected ray will end up in a different point other than A. So we shall consider an exaggerated numerical example with minimal approximations regarding angular variations. So we consider this so that we can see the different angles clearly. So the angular displacements here are exaggerated for the sake of illustration. In our example, suppose this length x equals 10 and this length y equals 1 and the angle theta is 5 degrees. We can work out the other lengths as shown here. That is OC equals OD equals 0.87 this thing. AB is 1.925. AD equals BC equals 1.004 and DE and EC are 10.04. These are the largest lengths. DE and EC are at least one order more than this distance y. The aspect ratio of this figure is highly skewed. Assume a rotation speed such that by the time light travels the path DEC or CED, the mirror system rotates by 2 degrees with respect to the vertical line. The 2 degrees is highly exaggerated. In reality, the amount of rotation will be 3 or 4 orders of magnitude less than this 2 degree rotation. So this is same as the previous figure, but zoomed in to look at the significant portions of reflection, which mainly cause the path length differences. The left panel shows the path A, D, E, C prime, B prime, A prime, which is path 1. The point E is outside these figure boundaries. It's located far right here somewhere, which is not shown. The right panel shows the path A, B, C, E, D prime, A prime. That is the second path. Note, with the rotation of mirror CD, the rays end in a different place, A prime or A star shown in this figure, and not exactly at point A. They don't come back to point A if CD, the mirror, is rotating. The green line shows the position of mirror system CD after 2-degree rotation. We can notice the path alteration due to translation of the mirror system is not significant in comparison to variations due to angular displacement. That is, this is the translation part where the difference between this black and the green line here around C prime and here around D, this difference is called between the black and the green line is the translation approximation. The two possible paths are roughly the same for both constant speed of light theory and for elastic collision theory. The only difference will be the speed of light in the different segments of the path. Otherwise, the path lengths are the same. Let us now look at the path lengths in the different segments and the time taken according to the two theoretical models under consideration. One with constant speed of light, and two with elastic collision with the mirror surface. So the original path lengths of the two rays when CD is not rotating is 24.013 meter. When CD is rotating and we consider this path A, D, E, C prime, B prime, A prime, then we see that the length EC prime is slightly larger than the original path EC. And length C prime, B prime is slightly smaller than the original length CB. Overall, the total path length becomes 24 meter in this case. In case the speed of light is constant, then the time taken by the light along this path is 8 into 10 power minus 8 seconds. Now suppose the same path is traversed by light according to corpuscular theory. So in the paths DE and EC prime, we will record a higher speed of light, around C plus 2v, in accordance with elastic collision. Because the mirror at D is moving towards the source of light, so the overall time taken along this entire path is 7.98 into 10 power minus 8 seconds, slightly less than the constant speed case because of higher velocity segments. When we consider the second path, that is the path A, B, C, E, D prime, A prime, then we see that the length ED prime is slightly smaller than the original length ED, and length D prime, A prime is much smaller than the original length DA. Overall, the total path length becomes 23.74 meter, lesser than the total 24 meter that we found on the other path, the first path. In case the speed of light is constant, then the time taken by light along this path is 7.91 into 10 power minus 8 seconds. Now suppose the same path is traversed by light according to corpuscular theory. So in the paths CE and ED prime, we will record a lower speed of light, around C minus 2v, in accordance with elastic collision, because the mirror at C is moving away from the source of light. So the overall time taken along this entire path is 7.93 into 10 power minus 8 seconds. So the gap between this point A, the original point where the light rays used to converge, and the point A prime, which is the new point, is of the order of the total path length difference. And this gap size AA prime indicates how large the first path is larger in comparison to the second path. So the path difference in case of constant speed theory is dominated by this AA prime gap or contribution from the path length difference. That is, the in constant speed of light theory, the path length difference is entirely determines the time difference. In case of elastic collision theory, this gap effect or the path length difference effect is nullified to a certain extent because the longer path has higher velocity segments and shorter path has lower velocity segments. So the velocity varies in such a way that it blunts the effect of the change in path lengths. In our configuration, OE is x equals 10 meters and the angle CEO is theta is 5 degrees and the mirror rotation is alpha about 2 degrees. Assume that by the time light travels from point A to C prime along ADEC prime, or by the time light travels from point A to D prime along the path A, B, C, E, D prime, the mirror system CD rotates by angle alpha. Assume the rotation rate is omega. So the time taken to travel this path DEC is 2x by C and the time taken for the rotation is alpha by omega. Equating the two time durations, we get 2x by C is around alpha by omega or omega is alpha C by 2x. And we know V is x theta into omega. Therefore, we get velocity is C alpha theta by 2, which we get using the values of C alpha and theta used here, 0.457 into 10 power 6 meters per second, which is on the higher side. Usual experiments will not have this much speed. So the time difference captured by the experiment is, according to the formula derived from Michelson's measurement, is 8x v by c square, or about 4.062 into 10 power minus 10 seconds for this configuration. The time difference of the two paths, assuming a constant speed of light throughout the path, is delta t 8 into 10 power 8.76 into 10 power minus 10 seconds. This is the difference between the two paths, 8 and 7.912. And the time difference of the two paths, according to the elastic collision theory, is delta t 4.683 into 10 power minus 10 seconds. So the time difference captured by the experiment, according to Michelson, is 8xv by c square, or 4.062 into 10 power minus 10 seconds. This is the experimental value. Therefore, contrary to Michelson's conclusion, his experiment actually proves that the light is undergoing elastic collision with the mirror system, rotating mirror system, because this 4.623 into 10 power minus 10 seconds is close to the expected experimental value, 4.062 10 power minus 10 seconds. So this experiment is not a proof of the constancy of speed of light. It rather proves that it is Newton's corpuscular theory of light that is at work. The time difference derived from constant speed of light theory is twice the observed value. This 8.76 is about twice this, or more than twice. If the new point A prime where the light rays converge is too far away from the original point A, then the interference screen will not even capture the interference pattern. However, if the experimental velocities are low, then A prime will be very close to the original point A, as shown here. This is the view of the rays coming back to point A to form the interference pattern. This is the zoomed view of this same scenario, just zoomed. So the dashed lines here are the original rays when the mirror CD was not rotating. This line and this line here, or this line and this line here. The blue solid line is the new vertical ray, and the solid green line is the new horizontal ray coming towards point A. When the mirror CD is rotating, the blue ray proceeds straight to the interference screen, and the new green ray travels a very short distance more, this A prime and A double prime, and reflects from A double prime towards the screen, interference screen. And this red line close to the blue ray. So these are the two rays which come to the interference screen, this blue and red. So these two red and blue rays form the final interference pattern. This red ray is basically the reflected green ray at A double prime. And we can note that the length A prime and A double prime is about AA prime into theta by 2. Therefore, this length A prime A double prime is much less than the length AA prime. Since A prime A double prime is much less than AA prime length, the phase difference due to this extra distance traveled A prime A double prime traversed by the green ray is not significant. So essentially, the interference pattern is determined by the rays converging at point A prime, as we saw in the previous slide. Michelson's 1913 moving mirror experiment seems to be one of the simplest experimental proof for corpuscular theory of light, along with the Sagnac effect that we discussed earlier in the series on notes on relativity. So we end it here. Thank you. If you want to understand the concepts of physics in the clearest way, regardless of the concerns about scoring high marks in exams, please visit neophysics.com. Thank you again.